Hello, I am Charlotte Christie, and today I will be reviewing an oldie but definitely goldie, Sex and the City, the movie. The movie was based on a TV show, which we obviously know by the same name, Sex and the City. But while the characters are in their 20s in the series, they are in their 40s in the movie. The series aired in 1998 until 2004, but I was 5, so I never really saw it. I saw reruns of the show sometimes when I was a teenager. So today I am figuring out if the movie is a standalone movie or if you really should have watched the series before watching the movie. Let's go! As mentioned before, I've never really followed the series because I was too young to follow it, but I did know about the characters before I saw the movie and what the series was about because I saw the reruns a couple. But in the first minute of the movie, we hear a voiceover from one of the characters saying that women come to New York for labels and love. This is when she also introduces the other characters, her friends, Charlotte, Miranda, and Samantha. And then she obviously introduces herself, Carrie. She's the main character, and she is a writer who even wrote a book called Sex and the City. Well, this brief introduction is very necessary if you haven't watched the series before, because now you know the name of the other characters in the series and in the movie, but you also know a bit about their relationship. That isn't all they're gonna show you though. The movie goes on by showing little snippets of the series, of every character's storyline, like a little summary. So you're kind of up to date, up to speed of what has happened over the last 20 years with every character. I think this can either work as a way to make people curious about the series, or they're like, yeah, I basically watched it in this little summary, so I don't need to watch it. The summary ends with Carrie, as I mentioned before, the main character, and her difficult love story to Mr. Big, who's a very big character as well in the movie. And then from these little flashbacks or summary, if you will, we get into the main event, the movie! Yay! The movie is about Carrie and Big, and they spontaneously decide to get married, like a business arrangement. That's what it sounded like. But it's Big's third marriage, and he doesn't want a big facade, a big party, a big New York influencer happening, kind of. But during the movie, we see the different relationships and problems of the other characters as well. The girls, Miranda, Samantha, and Charlotte. Miranda has a cheating husband. His name is Steve. Charlotte is pregnant, and she couldn't get pregnant in the series before, so this is big news. And Samantha is figuring out if she even wants to be in a relationship with the guy she's with now. His name is Smith, because she also needs to focus on herself. 50 minutes into the movie, the wedding is cancelled. Carrie and her friends decide to go on the honeymoon she had planned with Big, and when she comes back, she needs an assistant because she was gonna move in with Big in a new apartment. She needs to get her old apartment back, get all her stuff out of storage, and get her life back on track again. So the assistant is going to help her. Months and months pass, and both Carrie and Miranda have to decide and figure out if they want their men back in their lives or if they want to go on without them. So Miranda decides that she actually, after putting all the pros and cons in balance, she decides that she wants Steve back, even though he cheated once and he felt really guilty about it. And to make things more dramatic, because we have a cheating husband, we have a guy that left the altar, we have Charlotte and her water breaks right in front of Big, of course, because she sees him in a restaurant, and she's very upset about him leaving Carrie. So he takes her to the hospital, and he waits for hours to see Carrie, but she shows up too late. She is on the verge of calling him, but then Louise, her former assistant, who is actually getting married, plot twist, calls her and she tells her that she still has a very unworn shoes, like expensive shoes, in the closet in the new apartment, and she should go get them because it's a waste if you throw away $525 shoes, I think. So Carrie obviously is like, oh my god, I only have a few hours before the new owners come. So she runs to the apartment, and guess who's there? Big. And he proposes again, but now in a more romantic way, on one knee. And they decide to get married again, but this time not the big facade, no, just City Hall, no, an unlabeled dress, just the two of them. And he's a good guy because he actually calls her friends like Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha to get there after they really got hitched. And they have an easy lunch after with every family, with Steve again, and that's it. I think that's the most important part, or that's kind of when they got married. But the most important message comes near the end of the movie. It's a voiceover from Carrie, and she's saying that maybe we shouldn't label everything like clothes, but also people, and that we should look at the person instead of the label we kind of figured for everyone. And that there is only one label that is important, and that's the label of love. Because that one never goes out of style. So, to go back to my question or statement, if this movie can be a standalone movie, or if you must have seen the series, I think in the beginning I already said it, that it's explained so clearly what the series is about, what it was about, with the little snippets, that you don't really have to see the series before watching this movie. I haven't watched the series and I still love the movie, and I think that for people that saw the series before for 6 years, it's so nostalgic. It gives an extra layer because your characters come back alive, the characters you've loved for 6 years. So yeah, the movie can be a standalone movie, but I think that if you watched the series before this movie, it adds a different layer of emotions. For the Dutch word of the day, I thought it was hard to figure out one for this review, so I figured out the whole movie and everything was about relationships with friends, but also with guys, with family. So the Dutch word of the day is relatie, which means relationship. So I'll repeat it again, relatie, which means relationship. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Go watch the series if you're very interested right now, or go watch the movie. There are two, so it's good. And have fun.